How do I get my chats, Craig?
What?
How do I pop out chats?
You have to do that in YouTube when you start the stream.
I already started it.
No, you didn't.
Mm-hmm. Right there at the top. Hey. Hang on, I'm having difficulties. Thank you. Hi, Comfort Living. How you been? I just thought I'd come on to see what everybody's up to tonight. Yeah, we're doing good. It was earlier yesterday morning, or well, it's still today. Hey, peanut butter. Um, we had thunderstorms, and then it got really nice. It got up to like 80 today, and we were gonna go out to the farm, but we decided not to. We went out there yesterday, so we didn't go out today. We pretty much stayed home and did a few things around the house that needed to be done, but that's about it. How you been doing? I just can't wait for all this stuff to get over with so I can go back home and see my parents and stuff. What have you been up to, peanut butter, and how are you doing? Is anybody putting out a garden this year? Hey, Victoria. Thanks. Hey, Fax Board. Yeah, we're not working here. We're working out at the farm. So I think I did a couple videos where we're clearing the land to make more room for not crop grounds, but hay fields, and just to get rid of a lot of the old brush and stuff, because we want to put up a new fence because the old fence is kind of bad. And then we're supposed to take the gate in front of the farm, and we're going to push it in so that we can get our truck up there with a trailer with the big tractors out of the road so we don't get hit. So we're going to move the gate in so we can get into the driveway without being out in the road. And then we're going to start clearing the land to build the house. So, yeah, a lot of work. But we finally got the corn in the ground. So we were wondering about that with all the rain we had the month before, if we were going to be able to get the corn in the ground on time. So, yeah, I love putting out gardens, but this year we've been just so busy. In fact, what was it? 6 years ago, we planted asparagus. And for the first 3 years, you can't really eat it. The first year you can't. The second year you can only eat it to a certain month and then you got to stop. And then the third year, I think, is when you can eat it constantly. But I haven't even been out back. We've been constantly out at the farm working, except today. And today I had a lot of house cleaning to do. So, but that's about it. But I wanted to put out some tomatoes because I wanted to make some stewed tomatoes and some salsa, and I just don't have the time. It's just not enough time in the day to do it. So what have you been up to, Fox? If you guys are new here and not subscribed to me, just subscribe and I'll get you back in the morning. Because the way they got this thing set up, you can't click on the people's names anymore. You got to go look them up, and half the time they give you like 20, 30 different people's names and you're supposed to find them. Just making it more difficult, I guess. Thanks. You've been on the road. Where are you going? Cool, Victoria. I thought you did. I get so many people, it's hard to keep up with everyone. Like I said, with us busy, I haven't really done any live streams in a while. In fact, I think this is the first one, me doing it by myself without my husband in here with me. He's in the other room, but he's not up on my thing. Oh well, I'll live. So where did you go, Fox? Said you were on the road. Thanks, Victoria. What's that for? I'm not computer savvy. That'd be more my husband's thing. Craig, do you know what Fox is talking about? He's not paying attention to me. He's too busy watching videos, trying to catch up on his stuff, I guess. Did you know there is an extension now for Windows Chrome users in the web store? Mr. Durbin. I'll ask him later. So nobody's putting out a garden at all this year? Oh, awesome. Awesome. My dad was raised in Georgia, so we got family in Georgia too. That's awesome. Okay, thanks for stopping in, Victoria. You guys have a great night. Be safe. Hey, JD. I don't know how to say that her name. Awesome. Hey, Lincoln. I think she just left. She said that her and her husband were going to go watch a movie. So how you been, Lincoln? We're doing good. We mostly just stayed home today. Stayed home and got a few things done around the house. Like I was telling the rest of them, yesterday we went out to the farm. So today we stayed home and I got some cleaning done and Craig helped me and then, yeah. What was wrong with you? Just not feeling good or weather? What? No, me and Craig been taking a break. I mean, we go into some of the chats and stuff, but we got so much going on with the house and the farming and oh wow. Well, I hope you're doing better. That's not good. I know I went to the doctor's last Wednesday. Yeah, because hey, tractor, miss ya. Anyways, I went to the doctor's last Wednesday because I just wasn't feeling good. And I told Craig, I said, I don't want to go back in the hospital. So I'm making me a doctor's appointment. And I told him I thought I had another bad sinus infection because it was all draining into my chest and my chest was starting to hurt. And I couldn't cough it up, I couldn't get rid of it. So she put me on prednisone for 5 days. I had to take 3 of them for 5 days. And today was my last dose. And then she put me on some antibiotics too, some other kind of antibiotics for 10 days. And then Mucinex and little gel cough pills. And then my allergy medicine, which I'm supposed to take every day. So, and I have to call her Monday. She says if she doesn't hear from me before she leaves, she's calling me. So I have to call her, let her know how I'm doing. So gotta make sure I do that tomorrow. So Jay, you been out fishing? Mm.
I need to stop that.
So, did you catch a bunch? I don't know if Craig's coming in or not. Where'd you go, Craig? He's letting me wing it on my own tonight, evidently. Good thing Jay's in here. At least I got a mod. Because I don't know how to do that without him helping me. So did you catch any fish, Jay? So what happened to the motor? Thanks, Lincoln. You have a great night. And you take care of yourself. Hey, Jimmy. So what have you been up to, Jimmy? Hey, horse. How you doing? You too, Fox. What have you been up to today, horse? The starter was acting up. So do you know what was wrong with it? Have you figured it out or not? Or do you need a new starter? Awesome, Jimmy. It was like 80 some here yesterday. Today was 80. But today we stayed home. We went out to the farm yesterday, so we stayed home. I had some cleaning to get done today, and we stayed home. Knack, is that how you say it? He's go sleep. Goodbye. I don't know what that means. You had to get a new solenoid. Awesome. Talk to Stacy. When did I talk to him? A couple days ago. What did Stacy go get? Those 3? I thought they were engines. They weren't engines. What were those? Starters? Craig? I know you hear me. He's ignoring me. He wanted me to do coins tonight, and I didn't want to do coins. I said, I just want to come on and chit chat. He said, we haven't been on in a couple months. $50. They're that expensive? I didn't think they were that expensive. Well, it might depend on what you got too. That's true. I didn't think about that. Hey, Johnny. Yeah, everybody loves chips. Silly, silly, silly. Solar Air, hi. String Bean. Big Digger Nick. Good to see all you guys in here. And if you're not subscribed to me, hit the subscribe button and I'll get you back tomorrow. I don't know why YouTube has to mess with everything. So. Craig. Craig. I know you can hear me. Do you want to come up on the panel, Jay? Say yes. Horse, say yes. I'm taking inventory on welding rods too. I don't know what that is, horse. Craig, what is welding rod 2? Need to stack up on some 6013. I used to weld at work, but I never paid attention to that. Our wire scraps were in barrels. Oh, yeah, I guess you can get them by the boxes. Ours came by the barrows. I mean, the huge barrows. Well, good. As long as you got it fixed, Jay, then you can go catch me some fish and I'll come down. I'll make a special trip down there just to have some fish with you. Or you can come up here and we can go fishing together because Craig won't go fishing with me. What did you guys? I don't know, Johnny. I give up. The biggest digger. Okay. Got it. Have some. Right? Huh. How do I invite Jay up? And horse. Mr. Durbin. Many blues you want. Craig, don't make me come over there and his dad and them used to take him fishing all the time. and he'd have to sit out in that boat, and he just don't like doing it. So I don't push it. He said he'd go with me and let me fish, and he'd just sit there, but where's the fun? You have to have two people catching the fish so you get more. Not just me catching it all and both of us eating it. Come on. Horse is coming down here to make you move. Get off your butt and come out here, is what he said. Craig. Kathy, copy the address bar and send it. Oh, the one up here on StreamYard? I can do that. He could have just said that to me. Why does that keep doing that to me? There. Okay. You guys go check your boxes. I think I did it right. All right, Horse, you go grab it. Comfort Living. Sexy X. What's that supposed to mean? I don't know. All right. Awesome, Jay. Awesome, Horse. Horse and Jay are coming up on my panel. You guys weren't supposed to see that. So what have you been up to, String Bean? You been up to trouble? Or staying out of trouble? I'm fine. Are you fine? So, Jimmy, did you put in a garden? Awesome, String Bean. Awesome. So are you going to plant a garden then or no? Oh, Jimmy's not. What about you, String Bean? There's not hardly anybody in here planting a garden this year. I wanted to, but we're just got too much going on. I just gotta make some soap still. I've been putting it off. Yep. I hear you. A lot of going on right now in here too. Not in here, but in the community. But that's okay. Things have a thing of working itself out eventually. That's all I gotta say. Jimmy, you are Connecticut? And is that right or no? Trying to think. I think that's right. Yeah, it might be too early for you still. Oh shit. Sorry, guys. Hey,
There we
Lord.
go. Oh.
There. Hey,
What's
guys.
going on,
Yeah,
y'all?
I'm sitting there I was sitting there in the basement. Hey, I'm in the basement. I sent it through Hangouts and I sent it through the private chat. I was ready to hop on the stream chat and
I
say it
wasn't
again.
even paying attention. Oh, sorry. That's funny shit.
Let's see.
Hey, Monica.
Well, I got my garden going up here in good old Michigan. It's getting
Awesome.
just warm enough out to break out all the garden utensils. So we got
So what all are you planning?
we have onions. I think we're gonna do zucchini. I think maybe beans. I'm not sure yet. We're also gonna do sweet
Right.
potatoes, and we have some rhubarb plants that are sprouting up too.
Oh, I love rhubarb.
We got we had a few new plants just pop in already from just naturally growing.
Mhm.
I think we're up to it's like 10 or 12 plants now.
Cool.
Not bad.
Yep.
Now,
Apple
do you
trees.
buy the rhubarb like? Can you buy them like you do like raspberries and stuff?
I don't know, but
I don't know.
our peach trees. It's at my grandparents' house. Our peach trees and apple trees are just starting to bud out and sprout.
Cool.
Right.
I know we've had some
'Cause
apples
I'd
get
like to
about
get some.
we've had some apples get about that big
Oh,
before
wow.
off on them trees.
Good Lord.
Yeah,
That's huge.
That's
a
crazy.
I
I know,
only
I went
need
out
3
there.
of them to make an apple pie.
I went there one day. I was looking. I picked one. I was like, "Holy cow!"
What kind of apples are those?
Oh, we got let's see. We got Granny Smiths. I think Red Delicious. We got all sorts of them.
Dang.
We have the
Hey, Monica.
yep.
That's cool.
Mm.
Yeah, because I love strawberry rhubarb pie.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yep. Even just rhubarb pie is good.
Never had it.
right. It's to die for. Strawberry rhubarb pie. Well, you like the caramel salty ice cream?
Yeah.
Strawberry rhubarb pie's like sweet sour. So you have it mixed together.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yep. Oh, and our asparagus
You
plants
like
are
it.
our asparagus plants are shooting up too.
Yeah, we've been finding wild asparagus out at the farm all the time.
Yep.
I miss
Asparagus is
mushrooms. I didn't.
Yep. Asparagus is good when it's wrapped in bacon and then cooked.
Cool.
Right. Yep. Yep.
All right, hang on a sec.
Well, we have a pear. Well, we do have one pear tree too that I forgot about, and that one's getting ready to start budding out.
Oh, wow.
All right, I got to mute this real quick when it comes
Bud
up.
now.
Oh, there it goes. Muted.
Next, I'm gonna start playing with this stuff next week right here for those that like stick welding, but like welding aluminum. 4043 rod. Aluminum
What
rod.
are you going to, well,
I'm gonna try welding some aluminum. It's beautiful
no,
aluminum.
not a problem.
Nope, just got some
Trying
flat plate and square tubing from the local. We have a place over in Lansing. It's the Alro Steel. I love that place.
Mhm.
There's you can go in there and they have scrap bins. You can just pull their scrap chunks out, and you can usually get it pretty cheap.
Yeah.
We're talking copper, aluminum, steel.
You buy it by weight instead of actually manufactured
Yep.
cost.
Yep, they just put it on a scale and say,
Oh,
"Look,
that's
there's-"
a heck of a deal.
Yep, I know the guy. There's a guy that used to work there for a while, and he was like our main guy anytime I've gone in there. And I guess he left about a year or two ago. And it was after a couple weeks of just going there, he's like, all right, I'm going to set y'all up with a friends and family discount.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome.
What sucks is that guy left, so we no longer have that. I was like, man, I wish you would have stayed. I think it was like a
Right.
few cents off a pound or something like that for the family discount, so we could get it a little cheaper.
Right.
Or, hey, thanks for the hookup, man.
All right, I don't know if it's on my end or y'all's
Right.
end, but
Any,
keep showing everybody
any little
streaming.
bit help.
It's
you know.
buffering.
Must be on your end, because
You
on my
what?
end it doesn't show anything. So
I think my internet's
Yeah,
getting
it shows
slow and
me
laggy.
kind of freezing a little. I don't know.
I'll go grab that aluminum I
We
got.
just started though.
Yeah, but you're talking about gardens a minute ago, Kathy.
Yeah.
I actually got out there, got my brother to bring his tiller over the other day, and we tilled up a section for me. I got to do a little bit of cleaning and all on it and spread some fertilizer, but then he's going to come back and till it in again. But I'm going to plant watermelons and cantaloupe this year.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Yes. I love watermelon and cantaloupe.
But I'm in the perfect spot for it because I live on a sand hill. Just spray them down
Right.
with, just put the water to them about every 3 days.
There you go.
So
I like that yellow, what is it? Summer squash, that's the name of it. I love that.
I think
Yeah,
my
but-
brother's supposed to be planting some of that this year.
I love it.
Okay.
I either fry it or I cut it in cubes sometimes and kind of saute it in butter and onions and eat it like that with salt and pepper. Or I'll batter it and fry it. It's really good.
There you go.
Green tomatoes.
There's one other
too.
piece I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
find, but I got some flat plate. Those are some previous attempts. So I was talking to one of my buddies that welds a lot, and he's like, "Were you dragging it or pushing it with the arc
Let me
welder?" I
see
said,
that again.
I was like, "Oh, I was just dragging it." And he's like, "Aluminum." If if you're gonna weld aluminum with an arc welder, you got to push the aluminum.
Yeah, that looks
It won't
like
stack a bead.
Yeah.
that looks like you took a
Nice.
gun and just shot it and splattered it.
Yeah,
Almost
but I
like you
got
were
some,
spray welding.
Yep, got some square stock too. So, yep. I was
Awesome.
talking to him.
At our shop,
he's
we
like-
didn't use aluminum. Ours was,
Hey, Miss Redneck.
you know.
Yep.
Hey, how you been, woman? Congratulations on your house.
when I was talking to my buddy, he's like, "Were you dragging it or were you pushing it?" And I said, "Oh, I'm just dragging it." And he was like, "If you're gonna stick weld aluminum, you gotta push
Right.
it, and it will actually lay a bead." But yes, you
Cool.
can arc weld aluminum. It can be done. There's
Yeah.
just a trick to it.
I don't know anything about aluminum. Like I
DC
said,
electrode.
the factory I worked at and when I used to weld, We didn't do aluminum.
DC electrode positive at 50 to 80 amps.
How you been, Mr. Redneck? I ain't seen y'all in a long while.
And it's been a while for me too. I need to get back over there. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Well,
Her and Ken just got a new place, which is awesome. They deserve it.
cool.
And there's the
I'm
cup.
really
I know.
happy for him.
Still haven't made a handle for the cup yet. I need to do that.
Oh, cool.
Yep, just gotta make a handle for it. It's been sitting here for a couple months waiting for a handle.
How you gonna finish it?
I'm gonna use
Linseed oil or
pure tongue oil, because if you use pure tongue oil, you can actually use it and drink out of it.
if I ain't mistaken, you can do it with linseed oil too, because they do that with bowls.
Yep, that's usually what I do my bowls in is linseed oil. And I got some more wood that's been drying out. I need to take the chainsaw and cut it because I have some walnut and some box elder. Well, I'm gonna make one box elder one.
Farmers getting wood around for you too, so when we head that way, we can drop you off all that wood.
Yeah, I'm just the box elder bowl. I'm gonna keep that, but I'm gonna cut up some more out of walnut, and I'm gonna sell the rest of the walnut ones.
Walnut
There you
is a
go.
beautiful wood if you do it right.
Yep.
It is.
I remember one time I made a walnut rolling pin for someone I know, and half of it I was like, oh, I just kept turning it a little bit, like, oh, there's just a little sapwood in there. As soon as I got to the final diameter, no joke, half of it is sapwood and the other half is black walnut from the way the tree aged. So it's a split.
Cherry wood's pretty too. I love cherry wood.
Yep. I like cherry, maple. I've turned oak before. Oak is real fun to turn because it is hard.
Are you doing regular
I was gonna
walnut
say,
or are you
there's one
using
that's
black
really
walnut?
hard.
I think the stuff I'm using is black walnut. Yep.
I got some black walnut boards under my bed in my bedroom here because I don't want them out in the weather.
Yeah.
Dry aged in a warehouse for 15 years before I got them.
Well, Craig and I, when was it? 3-4 years ago, I was looking for barn wood. So I found a guy that had some, and I told Craig I wanted to make shelves out of them. So that's what the shelves are here in the kitchen. They're freestanding or whatever, free floating.
Have a good night,
Anyway.
Miss Redneck.
Good night, Susan.
Oh, geez. It's almost been
Happy
a
for
year.
you guys. Tell Ken we said hi.
It's almost been a year since I've updated my photo album for the woodworking stuff. Whoopsie. Let's see. This is the last walnut one I did.
Cool.
Yeah, the way I got the lines in there is I just stuck it on the lathe and put welding wire on there and burned them with some welding
I
wire.
got your bowl right here.
Yeah, the camera just does not do it justice.
No, it don't. I love this bowl.
Then this is one I made. See, this one, I made that maple one right there, that deep maple. As soon as I bought it, and I kept posting it because it was my cousin who then lived in where she lived? Wisconsin at the time. She moved to Texas. She moved to Wisconsin. Lived in Wisconsin for a while. She was like, "Oh man, I'd like to have it," because she's seen some of the other bowls I made. She's like, "I'd like to have one someday." So I started turning that maple one, and I kept doing the folds like you usually do in the same regular captions. Oh, I'm working on this. Here's what we got, right? She didn't know that bowl was for her. But after it was done, I put it in a box and shipped it off to Wisconsin, and it was a total surprise because she didn't know it was for her. I didn't tell her anything.
Awesome.
She just seen the photos online. She didn't know it was for her.
That's awesome.
Yep. So
That is
any
awesome.
photo I see of her china cabinet, you can see the bowl just sitting right in the china cabinet. And she said, very rarely does it come out of the china cabinet. It just
Wow.
it stays in there and looks beautiful.
Hey, Kathy.
I have not eaten. There has not been no food or anything in it. The only thing in it right now, well, these aren't meds. These are my toothpicks. And then my little tags for my soap. That's
Yep.
all that I put in there.
I know I need to make Craig his own that he can eat that he can use.
Hey, Kathy, got something to show you.
Okay.
Look what I got plugged into the computer right now. My
That's a camera.
That's my 8-man action camera. I got
Awesome.
probably about 45 minutes to an hour's worth of footage I got to edit and all for a video of me running the boat up and down the river.
Cool. I can't wait to see that.
Can't wait to see that.
I know we were talking to you Friday night.
Yeah.
Did we talk to you Friday night for an hour or so?
Yeah. It was
The
Friday
boat
night
you were
because
working on?
Saturday I took it to the river and started having
Yeah,
starter
right.
problems, and it was the solenoid causing. I could crank the motor up and it'd run, but the gear on the starter would kick down back into a neutral position, but the starter was still spinning. So we'd have to unhook the battery to kill the starter. So if my boat shut off, I had to walk to the back of the boat, hook the battery back up, crank it, walk back, unhook the battery to go again.
Oh, wow.
Brand new solenoid. Third trip out with the boat, it fried it.
Ooh.
So I called the parts house. Hey, this ain't working. I said, I need a heavy duty solenoid. Talked to my buddy.
So
that
did
works
they
up there.
warranty that one?
Actually, they give me back more money than what I paid for it to begin with. I paid like $8 or $9 for it, and they gave me $18 credit on it.
Yeah, sweet.
Awesome.
But
Double your
when
money.
they give me the solenoid they give me, they said, you need something heavy duty? I'm like, yeah, man. I said, you know car parts. I said, give me the most heavy duty solenoid y'all got. He walked in the back, come out with his big metal
Right.
one. I'm like, okay, metal casing. I'm like, yeah, that looks pretty stout. He said, yeah, it's for a diesel. He said, that'll hold up. I'm like, okay, how bad's this going to hurt? He says, 50 something dollars. I'm like, oof. And then when they took the credit off for the other one, I'm like, well, I guess if it's going to hold up, I'll take it. I said, what kind of warranty's on this one? And I said, the other one had a 1-year warranty. What's this one got? He said, lifetime. Sold American.
Oh, it's lifetime. Hey, that's a win-win.
If it ever messes up, carry it back, grab another one.
Yep.
It shouldn't mess up, though. That
Right.
sucker, whew.
Yeah, I play. Trust me, the starters we have at the diesel class I was in, those commercial truck starters, those
But
are probably
It's not the
30.
starter itself. It's just the
yeah, but
solenoid.
it's a solenoid. I know the starters the solenoids in ours are pretty big too, but those starters had to be 30, 40, 50 pound starters.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But no, this is just a solenoid for one.
Yeah,
It's
starters
for,
like you.
It's for a Ford and Dodge diesel pickup. Just a heavy duty solenoid. I'm like, yep, that'll work.
Our instructor's like, you think it's bad enough doing this one? The engine's out of the truck. He said, wait until you have to do this one. The engine is in a truck and you have to drop a starter.
Right.
I've had to do that. It's
What
not
a
I'm
one
gonna
on
have
a-
a cigarette.
Just what one on a commercial tractor, then that's when it gets really fun.
Let's see.
As long as you don't touch
I
the
don't know if
wires where they don't
Monica
need.
left already or not.
As long as you don't touch the wires in the spots where they're not supposed to go and fry them, you're good.
I don't know how well y'all
Right.
can be able to see this picture, but
Hey, oh, that's a beautiful
Man,
right there.
How do I put you on full screen?
hold on. Let me see if I can turn the.
Writing this down.
Yeah, it's.
Well,
glaring.
can't you put yourself on? Can't you put yourself on full screen?
Yeah, but you have to. We can hit share screen, but you have to approve our screen. But oh, that's a nice area right there.
The river's at 13.4 feet.
I don't know how to do it. Greg's not helping me.
The flood stage is at 12 feet.
And that's a
Oh,
beautiful.
wow.
That's a nice stretch, though.
The river's up then.
Oh yeah, it was at 13.4 when I was on the river then. Hang on, I'll tell you what the river's at now. It's on the drop.
Wow.
River level. Here we go.
Mhm.
It was at 13.4 yesterday, which was Saturday. It's at 12.9 right now. And by this coming up Saturday, they saying it's going to be a 11.4 by Saturday. If it keeps dropping like that,
So,
it's going to be good fishing. Not this coming up weekend, but the following weekend. If it keeps dropping at the
yeah.
same rate.
Oh, you see, what's funny is
Yeah.
up here, we can take our boats out. Well, people I know can take their boats out, but the boats have to maintain it's like a 15 or 50-foot distance from each other.
That's where I was at the first day I ever took the boat out fishing.
well, that looks beautiful out there. That is beautiful. I love being on the lake.
That ain't a lake. That's part of the river.
Okay, whatever. The water.
Same difference. Same difference.
And I had the flash on my camera. This picture was about 10:30, 11 o'clock. The second or third time I took the boat out. It was pitch black. You couldn't see nothing.
Those lights really. Didn't you have the lights on the boat though?
No, I just had the flash on my camera, and I looked
Right.
up and got it right in front of the rod and reel.
Click.
Oh wow!
It was pitch black. I couldn't see nothing. I just had my finger up on the rod and reel, holding my finger on the
Yeah.
line, feeling for the fish to hit. And I'm like, wait a minute, let me see if I can get a picture of this. It
Oh,
was dark.
This is what I did.
Oh, you don't want to
pretty much
go
all day.
ice fishing with me. I know that.
Yeah, that's
Why?
what I did.
Oh, the last time I went ice fishing was with my ex, and I mixed me something together to take out in the shanty. It was hot chocolate, a thermos of hot chocolate, and butterscotch rum.
Uh huh.
I mixed it together and I drank all that. Oh man. I was asking him stupid ass questions. I asked him about the damn bobber. I said, why do you have to have the toothpick in there? Because the bobber's floating. Oh my God. Yeah.
Here's from Friday when I was working on the boat.
Yeah.
No, this one. Yeah, this was Friday when I was messing around with the boat and messing with the lights that I got set up in it. They color change.
Oh, that's cool.
I got four
Isn't
4-inch LED lights setting so you light up to see inside the boat, and they color change.
He was hooking that up Friday night when we were talking to him. His
Oh,
boat looks so awesome.
The
And his
LED
trailer-
lights I had hooked up several days before that, but I was hooking up the LED light pods on the front of it when I was talking with y'all.
Right. But you were showing us all the lights you did.
Yeah,
That's right.
Aren't you just fancy?
well, I bought a kit. It's for a motorcycle, a $70 LED kit for a motorcycle. It's got 8 4-inch LED flexible strips with the control box and all that. Well, I hooked two of them up on the front of my console for the red and green light that goes on the front of your boat. You got to have a white light on the very back for when you're driving up and down the river at night so people can see you.
Right.
I took 4 of them and put around the inside to turn on. I could turn it whatever color I want to see in the boat, do whatever I have to do or whatever, and bait up my hooks or whatever. The other 2 that's left, I'm going to wire in on my Bimini top. So when the Bimini top's up at night, I'll have 2 lights in the top of it that I can turn on and not have to turn on the 4 that's in the boat. Just have it up above me so I can see my poles and all and see when they're being, when I'm getting a bite or anything.
Right.
Well, you officially have one of the coolest fishing boats I've seen.
Did you put those things on the side of your boat to hold your rods in? You know, the rod holders.
Yep. I put all those on there too.
Looks like you got a sweet party boat there, Jay.
I'm working
He's
on it.
done a lot of work on that boat
From
and the
time-
trailer. He redid the whole trailer.
Yeah, I rebuilt the trailer I had, but I got the boat, and 22 days later, we was putting it in the water for the first time to run it up and down the river.
Yep. And Horse, he's doing. Wow, that light just flickered.
And those are the style LED. I got 2 of those LED pods on the front of my boat.
Yeah, those really are bright.
Yeah, 3,600 lumen each,
Yeah.
and I got 2 of them on the front.
Horse has been working on his rat rod. That thing's awesome.
I've been seeing pictures of that thing. That thing's looking sweet.
It is.
Especially
I
now
am
it's got-
very proud of both
Now
of
that
you
it's got
guys.
paint on it, it looks better. Now it's all one color.
Yeah. Did you ever put those little bling blings on I was talking about to you that you showed me?
Oh, the valve stem caps.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is
valve
the
stem
light
caps
up
are on-
ones?
No, they're I got some valve stem caps that have the crossbones behind them.
Ah, cool.
Those are cool.
Then
Have
I
you
got
s-
some lug nuts that have caps on the end, so it's got black lug nuts
This
on
one.
it.
Yeah.
Have you
Those are
seen
cool.
the ones that the valve stem caps that when it's moving they light up?
Yeah, I've seen those.
Those are
Huh.
pretty cool.
I thought
I
about
haven't
getting like
seen
a
those.
red. I might, if I ever get to it someday, maybe I'll get a red set of those. So if I want to have fun at night, I can pull the skulls off and put the light up ones on there.
I just thought about something.
Ah,
If you could get a bunch of those, is the bolt pattern on the front and the back of that mower 5 lug or 4 lug?
They're 5 lug.
If you could get enough of them to get the lug nuts that are long enough to stick out, to where where you got a little bit of space, to slide those that instead of putting them on the valve stem, slide them in the end of each one of
Lug nuts.
the extended lug nuts like goes on the back of race cars, them long ones. Put them in the ends of it and epoxy them in. So while you're driving or riding it around, you got 5 lights, one on each one of the lug nuts that's lighting up.
That'd be
oh,
wild,
that'd
wouldn't
look
it?
awesome.
That'd be wild, wouldn't it?
That would be
Yeah, that would.
Trust me, it's
Good
got.
idea.
I'd have to get a different. I'd probably get a different color than red because I got some Regal red wheels.
Well, you can get the ones that color change.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
Or
they
you
do
can
have
set-
them.
They got them where they hook up. It's not with a wire or nothing, but you can use like your phone or whatever to change
Yeah.
the colors of.
Probably a Bluetooth connection
Yeah.
for your
Right.
plugs.
They
Well,
might
somebody
even
needs to
make them in red and white, so you could do like one red, one white, red, white, red, white.
Or have it where you have one red, one white, one blue, and as they go around, you can just see them moving.
Yep. Just
Hey.
do like three on each wheel, red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. But I got this beautiful fuel pump on there because the gravity feed wasn't feeding good enough, so I put a 12-volt pump on it.
Is that a low flow
Ooh.
pump?
Yep.
All right. Which
it's
one?
It's off a Kubota, so it is rated for a diesel.
Awesome.
You got to make sure. Oh, yours is diesel though, ain't it?
Yep.
Okay. Because I know some of the pumps, like if you're running a gas motor and you have to have electric fuel pump, they make those that goes from 0.5 all the way up to like 3 pounds of pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, ultra low. I'm talking about a pulse
think
pump puts out about the same.
I think this Kubota pump probably puts out 2 or 3 pounds of pressure,
Mm-hmm.
which is gonna be a lot better than that gravity feed. Because when I was running it in the winter, I was just running gravity feed the day I took it out, and it was 28 degrees. So you could be running it wide open, take off in third gear, and do fine. Then all of a sudden, it start falling right flat on its face and just stall out. So I was like, okay,
Didn't
we
have
got
quite
a fuel.
enough pressure.
I was like, all right, we got fuel issue. And the other thing I think wasn't helping it is it was just too cold out for it, and it couldn't keep up in the cold air.
Yeah.
Probably
Heck,
couldn't fire enough in the cold air, but I do have a metal filter on it before the injection pump. I have right there. I put a pre-filter in before the fuel pump, and then right before
Yeah.
then after the fuel pump towards the injection pump, I put a second filter in. So I got two. I'm running two fuel
Cool.
filters. It gets pre-filtered,
That's
sent through the pump, so it doesn't get dirty fuel in the pump, and then it gets filtered again before it goes into the injection pump. So tomorrow I'm
I
gonna.
think that's what Craig needs to do on his farm.
I plan on tomorrow. I'm gonna wire it up, put the battery in, and crack the bleeder screw open, and kick that pump on and purge the air out of the system.
All right. There's the pulse. Okay.
Right.
I definitely think it'll run better with that.
I'll be right back. You guys carry on.
Yeah,
We
I think
need
it'll
something to
definitely.
drink and get a hold of.
I think it'll definitely run better having that electric fuel pump on there, giving it good solid pressure.
How
Because
can
diesels are real picky.
Mhm.
But I was like, I'll just put the pump on there because I think that'll solve that no fuel issue or low fuel issue.
Okay.
Because I think it was fine at idle, but as soon as you got wide open, I was like, yep, it's sucking too much air at wide open.
All right. Now we just got to see if I'm going to show you a little preview of some of the video. I hadn't edited nothing yet because I hadn't downloaded it on the
shut right off.
computer. But Kathy,
Yeah.
let's see. Share screen. How do I? There it goes. Share screen.
Right.
All right.
Getting a little pre-show.
Yeah, a little pre-show.
Get the popcorn.
You ready?
Yep.
I'm ready.
This will give you a little indication of
Oh,
how
wow.
high that river is. You see this off to the right there?
Yeah.
I do.
That is normally a large sandbar. I'm going over the top of a sandbar right there when the river's like it's supposed to be, where people camp and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, that's the trees on the backside of the sandbar by the swamp.
I think Craig was going to try to jump up on the paddle.
And then there's a bluff that we used to fish by the base of it, sit there at the base of it and fish off in them trees. But where we usually sit and fish is under about 6 or 8 feet of water right now.
Honor. Ooh.
Wow.
No.
That is so out there.
Big cypress trees sitting up everywhere.
Yeah, speaking of water, I think it's
Yeah, they're underwater. A lot of it is.
up near is it Lake Michigan right now? Lake Michigan is suffering from lava erosion. Like every year, every few months, that beach just keeps eroding and it's getting like a few feet away from houses. If it gets any further, those houses are going to go underwater from erosion. It's gonna get ugly fast up there near the Great Lakes because of the erosion near the beaches and sand.
Right? Mhm. I love that. It's just so calming, you know.
Let's see. Let me go a little further up. See, there's one spot I was wanting to show you. Oh, let me back up just a little bit.
Okay.
Right here off to the right. Let's see, where's that?
Yeah.
Right through there is a little slough that goes up in there. It's like a big creek. You can't even hardly get into
Oh
it.
yeah,
The
I've
river's,
seen some of it. Yeah.
the river's so high you can't even get into it because you're having to go through the limbs and all. You used to be able to slide underneath the limbs to go into it when the river's like it's supposed to be.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Cool. That's awesome. I love that. Hey, Hot Rod. Good to see ya. I sent you a couple messages to check up on you.
Oh, there's that. There's the pump I have right there, brand new for $17.
Cool.
Trying to see how many
Yeah, I
PSI
love
it is.
being out on the water out at the farm. It's just so peaceful and quiet and calming.
That's my buddy right there in his boat. He's the one that's been showing me how to maneuver in this river. It's been so long since I've been on the river.
Yeah, I
Right?
found it's 1 to 5 PSI, so I bet mine's probably pushing 3 to 5 because as much as it squirts fuel out, I think mine's pushing 3 to 5 pounds of pressure,
There we go.
Well,
which is going to be enough to be good enough to cure a fuel issue.
Oh yeah. What's going on, Hot Rod?
Yeah, what's up, Matt Rad? Oh, another thing too is I have the center cap here. This Blue Horse center cap. It's got that white on it. But my sister's good with painting, so I'm gonna have her take some Regal red and take the white parts and paint them red.
Right.
That'd look cool.
Oh, I didn't show y'all the air breather yet, did I? My custom air breather. What's funny is like I couldn't, for the life of me, I was like, I know we have parts, but I couldn't find a round K-Series air breather that I wanted to use, right? So I was like, so we
Where'd
had to,
Kathy go?
I don't know.
We lost
So-
Kathy.
So I couldn't find a Kohler air breather because I wanted to use a K-Series E breather and have it come out the side.
Yeah,
Couldn't find one. So I was like, oh, I got an old squirrel cage housing. Let's make a custom air breather that looks like a turbo.
that is
right?
cool.
So, and I'm sitting there going through parts like a parts bucket I had trying to find a hose clamp. And guess what I found in that parts bucket? The air breather, style air breather I was looking for originally. I was like, oh, come on.
I'm trying to think of what the air breather looks like on that Kohler you're talking about.
Where's that? It took like 3.5 hours to make that air breather. Then what? I pull in that parts bucket. Oh, there's the K-Series breather right there. Just what I needed.
She's back. She must have put herself
Yep.
in the basement.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay, now that,
No,
That's-
I didn't. My phone acted up and it shut off. So
Yeah,
Craig had
that
to come
kinda-
out here and fix it.
it
why
kinda,
ain't he getting on the panel with us? He got no love for us no more?
Because my mic and his mic, and since we're only a room apart, it picks up. So I told him he can get up here and I can shut my mic off. I can type.
Yep.
So I'm
So-
probably going to do that. Did
that-
you want to come up here on the panel?
because I was sitting there, I found that air breather. I was like, okay, now this really pisses me off because I found what I needed. I hate when that happens when I do a whole bunch of work on something. I was like, oh, there's the part I needed right there.
Right.
How you doing the exhaust on that?
The exhaust comes.
Are
Okay,
you
so I had a
doing-
little.
Are you doing a
Okay.
drop style exhaust to go down the frame, or are you doing a stack going up?
Gotta
out the hood.
gotta stack out the hood. It's gonna have the nice little stainless steel stack sticking out of the hood.
So how do I mute myself, Craig, so you can come on?
Do I have a photo of it with the exhaust? I should have a photo of the exhaust in here somewhere.
Do you got it on? You got Instagram, don't you?
I don't, but
You don't, or is it Facebook? You were posting the pictures of work on it.
Facebook on the small
Okay.
information page. Yep. There you go. There's the pipe. That's after I painted the motor. It's got a stainless steel pipe with the tractor flap on it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to put the tractor flap on there. That's one thing that has to go on there is the tractor flap.
Well, the reason I was asking is what I was thinking is you could take and run the exhaust through a metal. It's like a round breathe. It looks like a round breather, but you can convert it over to be actually the exhaust,
Yeah.
and then have that turbo, the squirrel fan for the intake.
Yep. That's a new one, but I would have ran the exhaust down the frame, but there was no room. But there it is with the Regal red wheels on it.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen a picture with the red wheels. It's looking good. Up, Kathy's froze up again. Up there it goes. It's moving now.
There it goes. Yep, I made the battery box. So I just did a quick little battery box. Scrap steel, 290-degree bends, and a bar around the back. Battery box.
Done.
It'll work. 4 bolts later, it's in the frame.
Easiest battery box you could do is four little pieces of angle iron and a bungee strap.
Yep. Works great.
Oh yeah.
What's up,
I see a Krieger. What are you doing there, grizzly bear?
Oh, just not really much of anything tonight.
Yeah.
Battling with the back thing.
Uh-oh. You overdid it again?
Just really haven't really gotten food in that refrigerator. And so go for a little while, and then your back tweaks on in. You have to stop and let it stretch out, and go for a little while longer, and then you try to keep up with your wife, who's impulsive and undecisive about what she wants to do. So go a little longer, and then you stretch back out and keep going.
There's the fenders.
Hey, Jimmy.
Cool.
Yep, and then I got the hood. Well, fenders and hood aren't done. Fenders and hood aren't done. They're done, but not done yet completely. Because there's one little trick I'm going to do. I'm going to do a little magic trick on the fenders and hood tomorrow. I'm going to mask them off on the sides and down the center of the hood and the back center of the fenders. I'm going to take some gloss black and I'm going to put a stripe down.
Because it's a matte finish on the hood, ain't it?
Satin.
Satin.
Yep, satin with
Pretty
that
close
gloss.
to the same.
Yeah, that satin with that gloss stripe is going to look sharp.
Should. Hey, Craig, have you thought about soaking in a bath with Epsom salt to relieve the muscles on your back and try to relax them?
No, Craig don't do any of that kind of stuff.
Sometimes it
Craig-
helps.
Stubborn.
Do what?
Craig's stubborn.
Well, sometimes you got to get over your stubbornness to make your back or your joints feel better.
Yep.
Soaking
I've
in a
kinda
tub with some Epsom salt does help.
I've learned that the hard way a few times, Jay. Trust me.
Well, I had to get out of that stubborn phase myself when I fell out the door of that truck and broke my back. That'll get you to do whatever you got to relieve the pain.
Yep.
Yeah,
Broken
usually
back will-
if I stretch out for about 20 or 30 minutes, it usually calms down.
Using a heating pad will help too.
I should probably go to the quackopractor, but I don't like doctors, so
Hey, the chiropractors, I like a chiropractor. Snap, crackle,
Yeah,
pop. You walk in, you feel like you got 900 pounds on your shoulders. They
I don't
snap,
like
crackle,
going
and pop
to-
you. You come out, you feel like you're 10 foot tall, bulletproof, and walking on air.
I don't like
Yep.
going to be radioactive before you have to go to the chiropractor because they won't touch you unless you go become radioactive.
They just take x-rays.
Yeah, that's radioactive. You could ask
Yeah,
Kathy. I don't like doctors at all.
Now the quote unquote turbo there, I'm gonna paint that Regal red so it has a Regal red turbo sticking out against the black hood.
That'll work.
I'm still leaving it straight. I'm gonna put a little bit of angle on it too so it sticks up a little taller.
One bar of service. Where you at, Hot Rod? You out in the middle of BFE?
But what I plan on doing though is the engine paint I used. They had like the 500-degree engine paint, but I'm like, I don't know how much I trust that. So I got some high temperature paint that's good for up to 1200 degrees.
Have a good one, Monica.
So I got 1200-degree high temperature paint on it, which should hold out a lot better.
That sounds like that grill paint.
Yeah, that's what I used. Especially, I was like, especially, I'm good. I should probably go with the higher temp paint anyway, especially being on a diesel.
Yeah.
Just don't park that in the sunlight in the summertime, Robert. You'll pay for it later. That
Oh,
black
or
paint
shit.
will get all that heat up.
I've done it before with black tractors. Usually it's not too bad unless you touch the sheet metal.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Trust
just
me,
gotta
I
make-
know. My Chevrolet truck, I painted it flat black, and the air conditioner wasn't working at the time. It was murder in the summertime. It makes
I just
you
gotta-
real leery about going anywhere.
I just gotta make I just gotta make the seat for it. Yeah, make a front bottom seat pad and a back seat pad, and there's one more little cover panel I have to make that I gotta figure out how to put on. But other than that, it's pretty much ready to rumble. This hopefully middle of this week will be final assembly, and it will just be done. I can fire it up, take it outside, and get the last photos of it, and then do the big reveal. Because only a few of my friends on Facebook know I've been building it. None of my other friends know. This project's been a total secret for almost a year now.
What you doing in the middle of the woods, Hot Rod?
They moved out into the country. He got him his own place for the baby and the wife to be out away from the city. So
Breathe that fresh unpolluted air.
well,
I
not
like being in the
just
woods.
too close to Chicago makes a guy nervous with the family.
I wouldn't want to be near Chicago for any reason.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. Even
I've
more so
been
than
out-
the baby.
I've been outside of Chicago and I was still freaking petrified.
Chicago's one of the only places I ever been when I was driving trucks that in bumper to bumper traffic on the interstate. Like 5 lanes of traffic going in one direction and 5 lanes going in the opposite direction. You're doing about 15, 20 miles an hour in rush hour and all. People's jumping on the side of your vehicle wanting to either sell you something or asking for something or trying to rob you.
Or all the above. You just don't know which one's the best option.
Yeah. And it's also one of the only places I've ever seen where people in pickup trucks would pull up behind 18-wheeler trailers rolling down the road with bolt cutters, cutting the bolts and trying to open the back doors to take stuff out the trailer while they're rolling.
Well, they do that in some parts of Kansas City too, but most truckers don't go into those areas.
Well, this was on the interstate, on the bypass around Chicago. I'm like, how in the world did they even do this without getting caught?
Or how did they not go flying off the vehicle?
Yeah.
Whoop, boom. I'd be looking back there, all right, I'm going to slam on my brakes. You better be ready.
Chicago's where I about killed a guy when I knocked him off the side of my truck doing that stuff. He jumped on the side of my truck and decided he was going to try to rob me. Wrong move. I hollered at the guy in the 18-wheeler on my left and told him not to move, that I'm coming over. He hollers back, "What you mean you coming over and don't move?" I said, "Look on my steps." He said, "Oh." I eased over and he started slowing down and I sped up some. The guy's head started bouncing off that other guy's trailer until he lost his grip and fell off. Out got run over by the truck in the lane to my left. And what was right behind that truck in the left lane? State Patrol.
Cool.
Picked the guy up, and the guy's still holding the pistol in his hand. I was like, yes. He almost got get run over and gets caught by the cops.
I'm not stopping to file out a report either. See you later.
I never stopped, and the guy in the left lane never stopped either. We just kept the hammer down and kept rolling. But when he went down and them trailer tires about got him, I thought the guy had done crapped himself because he was sitting there. He turned white as a sheet.
Chicago's the only other place where they'll send you a ticket in the mail after your time to pay it, telling you didn't pay a toll, and they want $30 to pay that toll fee.
Yeah.
Kathy found that out 3 times in a row.
See, I think that should be illegal when you go through an area. There's no toll plazas or nothing. They just take a picture of your vehicle and send you a damn bill. That should be illegal.
Well, it wouldn't be so bad if they'd send you the bill for the $2 toll, but they wait until it's worth $32, and then they say, "Oh, by the way, you got to pay this."
Well, how about this? My brother's wife goes up to Ocean City, Maryland, where she's from, at least once a year. When she goes up there, there's a road that you go. There's a toll road that you have to go through to get there.
Yeah, you have to cross that bridge in New York.
You have to cross the bridge somewhere up there. I don't know exactly where it's at, but you go through there and they take a picture of your license plate, and then they'll send you a thing. The toll was like $1.50 or $2, but then you got, because they had to mail you the daggum thing saying how much you owed. That's an extra so much. It ended up costing about $8 up and $8 back on that one road fee.
Yeah.
And then if you don't pay it by a certain time, it goes through court. Then you get a warrant sworn out against you.
That's freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, but there's no place to actually stop and pay the toll when you're going through. I think that should be illegal. They should have the option of stopping and paying the toll instead of them taking a picture of your tag and mailing it to you. What if somebody has your vehicle and they go through it, and then what? You're stuck having to pay the daggum toll when you weren't the one going through? No.
That's the way it is up in Chicago now. They've got a toll that's a mail-in toll, and they don't tell you that.
That should be illegal. Just another way of ripping people off and getting their money. It's crazy.
So
I
hopefully,
love me some pretzels.
if all goes well, Rat Rod will be wrapped up this week. It'll be another project in the history books.
Heck yeah. What you gonna start on next?
I'm gonna wait a while to get another project going after this. Right now, we're kind of working on as a scaled down 80/20 John Deere.
Did you ever get the Sonoma fixed?
Not yet. I'm gonna do that this summer. Get that heap back on the road. It's got 145. It's got 145, 427 on the good old odometer.
What's it needing?
Wheel bearings, probably safe to put a new gas tank in it. Needs shocks, 4x4 switch quit working, needs a motor mount.
Oh, just regular wear and tear.
Yep, then it needs a few other things. I'm gonna put a new gas line in it too.
Yeah, you might as well check your brake lines while you're there, because the brake lines.
We put
the gas tank.
We put brake lines in it a few years ago. So
Did you put stainless or just regular metal brake lines?
I can't remember, but we haven't had a problem yet. So that's the other thing I need to do. Brakes. I have the bed sits crooked on it, so I'm gonna when I pull the bed off, I'm gonna see if the bed mounts are worn, see if I can't get some new ones, or if new ones are too expensive, take some steel and fabricate some new ones.
What a lot of people don't realize, living up north where they salt the roads and all that, if you have a line that goes bad, just go ahead and replace it with stainless. You won't ever have to replace it again. Cost you a little bit more at the start, but it'll save you in the long run.
Yep. One thing I can't complain about though is having 4-wheel disc brakes.
No.
That's what I got on my truck. I love disc brakes. Does a lot better.
Yeah, because the way the shift 4-wheel drive shift works in my Sonoma, it has that push button shift for the vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe there's power going to the switch, but the switch isn't lining up, so I think the switch has gone bad.
You should be able to test that switch by, if it's got power going into it, use a test light on the opposite side when you go into 4-wheel drive and all that. Check, see if there's power going out of the switch. And if it ain't the switch, it could be a relay that causes it to engage the 4-wheel drive and all.
Yeah, I was gonna say usually with those you usually end up having a bad relay.
That and I'm gonna do the
Low voltage. The relay's actually got the actual current power going through. So
Yeah.
all the switch does is enact the relay. And you can usually get a new relay for an inexpensive amount. And a lot of those have trouble with the actuators. So you'll have power going through the relay, but the actuator will go bad, which is what
Kathy, you're teasing us with them twists, them corn chip twists, ain't it?
Yep.
let's say I have a I'm getting that EVAP canister code too, the 449 code.
Yeah, honey barbecue flavor twist. Oh, I ain't seen them in the stores in a long time around here.
We got 2 bags. What's for you? What's for us?
What's funny is I seen a trick. I was like, if the actuator's not working, I see this guy has it's the same year as the 01 Blazer that buys Sonoma by S10 buy style. What he did is he ran a mechanical cable down to where it hooks in. It just had a pull handle up in here so he could lock it in manually.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's a lot of people that bypass all electronics and just put a cable in there.
They make that conversion kit for making it a manual lock-in like that you can order to do away with all that electronic stuff.
Oh, steering box has swap in it too, so I'm going to see what's going on with the steering box. I've heard you can adjust them, but I think a new box is like $100. So I'll probably put a new box in it. Just to be safe.
You need to check your front U-joints first to make sure the U-joints the CV shafts aren't bad.
Yeah, I checked.
They'll make that steering wander like that too.
I've checked. I've checked the CV shafts and everything, and they all feel pretty tight. But that box, you can sit there, and that wheel will move a 1/4 inch. And then put side. So I'm probably gonna do box and tie rods and control arms. I'm probably gonna do box and tie rods.
Yeah, some of those GMs you can adjust that input shaft gear by tightening the gear up and take the play out of them. Some of them you can't.
Yeah, I've heard on somebody was telling me that on the Owen Sonomas you might be able to do that, but I was like, either adjust it and try and adjust it right, or it's like just put a new box and tie rods in it so I know the front end is safe.
Yeah, well, Polar Bear Ed would know the best because he works on a lot of that stuff. So
Then I'm probably gonna do the wheel bearings again too. I'm gonna put another new set of wheel bearings in it.
I got to get a new hub on my truck. No.
Buy the whole hub, Robert, and buy it from General Motors. Make sure it's an AC Delco part, not a Duralast or some other CarQuest house brand.
Oh, anytime we get our wheel bearings and stuff, we get them through Detroit Axle, and their products are actually really good, and they can have them here in 2 days, like that.
I think the Detroit Axle actually builds a lot of those parts anyway.
Yeah, Detroit Axle I do believe they make most of their own parts, like the wheel bearings and stuff, and they make really good wheel bearings.
Well, what I'm saying is I think the Detroit Axle actually makes a lot of the OEM parts.
Yeah. Yep. They must have good quality control over there because we've had a lot of parts come through them that have been aftermarket, like the original replacements that have been very good parts.
I have a buddy that keeps buying AutoZone parts, and he has to keep warrantying the parts out because they keep going out. Even though they're lifetime warranty, they only last about a couple months, and then the parts go out.
Yep. I like the stuff from Detroit Axle. Their stuff is all very good. I mean, they're pretty high quality.
He's had to redo a bunch of air conditioning jobs and brake jobs and water pumps and stuff that were all Duralast Gold parts, and they just fail.
I think for like the new
CarQuest and some of the other parts too. So a lot of those are made in China, and they don't have very good tolerances on them.
I know the Detroit Axle ones. I think you get the bearings or hub assemblies. When I do the ones in Sonoma, they'll probably be about for the pair, probably 100, 200 bucks for a pair.
That's better than buying the front hubs for my Super Duty.
I bet those cost
$475 a piece.
Ouch. They get you for everything they can on those Super Duties, don't they?
Anything that says diesel part is about 75 to 80% higher than the gasoline parts.
Just amazing, isn't it?
You're not going to be buying a lot of the other stuff like the plugs, wires, and other normal tune-up stuff. So
Yeah, they get you with that instead on the.
oh, this thing will run forever. Guess what? We're going to charge you for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we want your truck to run, but we're gonna start emptying your bank account for those parts.
That's what I say. It's the same fuel economy to drive my Super Duty as it is to drive my F-150, but the maintenance on the F-150 is a fraction of what the maintenance is on the Super Duty. When you figure the oil changes and all that stuff on the Super Duty, it's a lot cheaper to drive the F-150.
Yep.
And the other thing that really gets you for are tires, because at diesel you have to put those low range E tires on there. And you can put lighter tires on there, but if DOT catches you with them, they'll write you a ticket for them, and they'll tow your truck. At least in Kansas, anyway.
Yeah, it probably depends on what state you're in. I get from what it probably would depend on what state you're in.
Georgia, they don't do that unless it's a commercial vehicle. Then they'll say something about the tires.
They actually wanted to make everything 3/4 ton and up commercial in Kansas, and they got run out of the courthouse on that one.
Why would they do that?
Because they want people who are driving those heavier vehicles to be under more of a controlled environment, because the trucks are so heavy and a lot of the cars and stuff are so light. They want to make sure the people that are driving those bigger vehicles are safe. So even the farmers, they were pushing the farmers to try to have CDLs and that kind of stuff, which is silly because they've never had CDLs in the past. If you're doing farm stuff, they don't care, but they've been trying to push the farmers into getting CDLs and the carrier stuff. So they actually are licensed commercial drivers. And it doesn't make a lot of sense unless you're hauling interstate. Like if you're taking grain from one state to another, I could see where you should have a DOT number. They're trying to make all the farmers go to a DOT number on all their trucks. Anything 3/4 ton and higher.
And they fought that hard, and I don't blame them, because it costs a lot of money getting DOT numbers for all your vehicles, especially if you got a bunch.
Not only that, but you pay a lot more. You pay a lot more in taxes too. The personal property taxes are a lot higher on the DOT vehicles than they are on the non-commercial. I don't know. I had that problem with my dump truck because it was sold as a commercial dump truck originally. I had to fight with the state to get a personal, regular pickup tag on it. Then I have to carry commercial insurance on it because it's actually listed as a commercial truck.
My first experience with kind of driving a big truck for a little bit was a 1980 Mack. I can't remember what model. And the day we drove it, a couple kids tried. We just had it in our back parking lot. We were driving it. A couple kids tried shifting it, and they'd shift it from 1 to 2nd. And you could hear that truck just grind really hard. We were like, "That's really weird." We looked it up online. The 5-speed that's in it apparently is a non-synchronized 5-speed.
Yep, you got to double clutch it.
Yep, non-synchro 5-speed with the planetary axles and a 6-cylinder Mack-built engine.
Yeah, that's the way my Model A is. You're supposed to double clutch it too. So clutch out of gear, clutch into gear, clutch out of gear, clutch into gear.
No, that Mack was pretty strong running 6-cylinder.
I like driving those tires
If you can get the RPM just right, you can drive it without using the clutch, but you got to be pretty good at it.
You got to learn that transmission and that engine really well.
Yep, you have to have that RPM just at the right moment. You can slide in between the gears.
Yeah, because I almost asked the teacher if I could back it up and try double clutching it to see if it would smoothen out. Because you'd see those kids try and shift, and that truck would just hop.
Yeah, Jake could tell you about shifting gears without a clutch.
Oh yeah, floating them.
Most truck drivers know how to do it pretty well, and Jimmy could probably tell you too.
Try come floating them up here in a Mac with a non-synchro.
I can do it all day long.
We had a hay truck one
Floating
time.
ain't that bad.
We had a hay truck one time that had oddball U joints in it, and the caps on one side of the cross were one size, and the caps on the other side were another size. And the drive shaft fell out of that hay truck. Right after we finished hauling hay for a day, we were driving down the road to go home, and that drive shaft fell out right on the road. And so we took duct tape and baling wire and put the drive shaft back in there, and we had to special order those U-joints. We drove it for 2 weeks after that with the duct tape and baling wire holding that drive shaft in there.
Dadgum.
But that had a split rear end in it, so you'd have a high-low gear on every gear.
See, I think the highest horsepower engine we have in that diesel class is our Volvo Penta TMD72 Marine diesel. And from what we've seen online, we think that one's pushing about 600 horse.
Yeah, you don't worry about horsepower in a diesel engine, you worry about
torque. Yeah, but anytime you could just sit there and dump the throttle on that Volvo, and that thing would just scream. I think I have a video of that, the Mac, and our 671 Detroit on my channel. And what sucks is we were just getting ready to go into our engines unit.
Yeah, we're still fighting with the governor right now. She wants to make the students all retake the whole entire school year.
That's stupid.
It is, because most of the seniors are only had like a month of school left anyway. So
let's see, our governor isn't that great either. So
yeah, see what Jimmy said. If you don't double clutch that old freight shaker, you'd have to start all over, come down to a complete stop, and keep rolling again.
I love that 3-hour tree.
it sucks too. Is we had a 850. We had one engine we were working on. We wanted to try and get it running, but because all this, we were trying to get it running, but it sucks. We couldn't go back to work on it. It's been sitting for about 40 years. Luckily, it was loose as a 855 small cam Cummins. And we were so close to getting it to fire. You'd hit it with low ether and the fuel would suck, and you hear it start stuttering the fire. And they're like, we'll set it and work on it a couple weeks later. Well, it happened. So now we can't go on, and work on that 855 small cam and get it running.
You think trying to float the damn gears on that's bad? Try getting an old Pete or an old Kenworth or something that's got a twin stick in it, or even a triple stick. Right? That's what I'm talking about.
8 speeds or 18 speeds.
Yeah, or 21 speed. I thought a twin stick was bad until I looked in a buddy of mine's truck and he had a triple stick. I'm like, how in the hell you drive that? He said, very carefully. Because you literally have to let go of the steering wheel and use both hands to mess with the gear shift, and then get your hands back on the wheel. I looked at that thing. I'm like, I'm not even going to attempt it. I said, I've played with a twin stick a couple times. I said, they're not my cup of tea, but I could probably get away with it. I said, but a triple stick? I'll sit back and watch. You can have all the fun you want. If you need me to, I'll reach across the cab and hold on to the steering wheel
I
while
know
you
we,
take the sticks.
I know we had a truck we just parted out a while back too. We had an older 60s, 70s International cab over that had 6V71 in it. It was a year or two prior before I went there. They tried to get it running. They said it's just running crappy. And they were moving as they went to move it. I think it was in or out of the shop. And they busted the drain plug out of the bottom of the radiator.
Mm.
Snapped the drain plug. I was like, But we're working on engine stamp for that too. So they want to see if they can get that on a stand and get that running. So that truck's just sitting there with no motor and transmission, just the rear axle, the chassis, and a cab. Let's see, it's that one, our Mac, and our, I think it was a 97 or 8 Volvo that not a Volvo, International we have. All have the good old tried and true Dayton rims on them.
Mm.
I do not like Dayton rims one bit. Because you have to jack them up. Once you take them off, then you got to put them on and just keep blipping them with the impact until you get pretty much little to zero run out on them.
Yeah.
I just hate Dayton. I just don't like doing Daytons.
I'll tell you something I want. I want to find an old auto car, an old Pete, or any of them old trucks from anywhere from the 40s to the early 50s.
Yep.
I want the cab, I want the nose, the hood and all, and the front fenders. That's it. Possibly the chassis. I could probably modify the chassis for what I want to do. I don't want no motor, no transmission, nothing. I just want the body and all to build a hot rod out of.
Yep. I'd like to find it used to be an old pickup truck they made. It was based on a commercial truck chassis, but I can't remember what it was called. It was a real rare truck pickup. It was the what was it called?
Have y'all seen that movie? It's the one that it's off the Fast and the Furious, but it's called Hobbs and Shaw.
No.
It's a good movie, but there's a truck in there that Hobbs' brother builds. It's a Peterbilt 4-wheel drive hot rod, and it is wicked.
I know there's a truck I'm trying to think of. I can't remember who made it, but they made commercial trucks, but they made a pickup truck too, and they're super rare. Oh, it was the Diamond Rio, and Diamond T pickups. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Those are hard to find.
I actually used to know somebody had a Diamond Rio semi, and he still drove it. Long haul with it, which was wild.
Stacy should be it. I just got done talking to him.
Okay.
That's what it is, the Diamond T pickup truck. See, these are hard to come by right here. Is the Diamond. Let me turn my camera on. Whoopsie. The Diamond. Those are hard to come by. The Diamond T pickups.
Yeah.
Those are rare. If I ever come across one of those and I get a deal on it, you know what I'm probably going to do? I'm probably going to buy it. If I ever find one and the price is right, I'm going to grab one. Just to say I had a Diamond T pickup truck. Let's see, I know the oldest truck we have, it's one of the previous instructor's trucks. It's a 50s International flatbed.
Buy one on eBay for 10 grand.
Yeah. Yep. Then let's see. The Mac is the next oldest truck. Then we have I believe it's an 84 or 5 GMC. It used to be it was a dump truck, but the bed got taken off of it. It's got a 454 with a 5-speed.
Here's that truck. Can you?
Did he say yeah?
I don't know. I didn't add what.
Tractor screen?
I'm trying to screen share a picture of that truck that I was telling y'all about off that movie Hobbs and Shaw.
Alright.
It looks like an old Peterbilt.
That's what it is. It's an old Peterbilt that they built into a 4-wheel drive tow truck that's twin turbo diesel with nitrous. It is crazy.
I bet that thing probably scoots.
Oh yeah, y'all got to see the movie. It's wild.
Let's see if I can find the videos of the Mac that I have on my channel.
All right, let's see.
The
Stop.
Mac and the Volvo.
Okay.
Or not the Volvo. Yeah, the Mac and the Volvo.
Okay. My daggum.
I'll find the Volvo.
I don't know why my mouse button gets so super sensitive at times. You barely touch the button, and it's like clicks 5 or 6 times at once. And then
Oh,
sometimes you got to
mine-
hit it 2 or 3 times just to get it to do one time.
Yeah, mine does that sometimes too on my laptop. It'll act up like that.
Kathy was killing me with them corn chips, so I'm having to eat more pretzels.
Are we having a great eat off?
Those are good. Have you tried those in the fresh chip dip?
The what?
Like those in chip dip.
Actually, I like these with French's yellow mustard.
Oh. Yeah,
Oh.
that too. I use mine with
Yep.
chip dip.
Yeah, I like the French onion chip dip. Now that
I don't buy French onion dip. I make my own using sour cream and Lipton onion soup mix.
that's what it is. I think. Yeah, the sour cream and onion is the one I like too. Sour cream and onion chip dip. You get that with some sour cream and onion chips, or just regular potato chips.
Fred Monkey's got cream cheese.
They come in there. It's more. It's convenient for the Super Bowl. It's great for Super Bowl parties because it's easy to make.
It's really good.
I know. My stepdad knows how to make a 5-layer cheesy bean dip for Super Bowl.
I bought Kathy some blueberry lemon flavored bagel spread. It's cream cheese and blueberries and lemon. And she likes it on her toast.
Now I tell you something I like is it's pineapple cream cheese.
And Kathy'd eat that.
That on
I
bagel
can.
is awesome.
I had to buy
I can't eat pineapples.
Why?
Right? Just a straight raw pineapple. It makes the roof of my mouth feel funny. Pecans do it to me too.
What's a pecan?
So
There ain't an O in it.
Pecan.
It's pecan.
yeah, same. I can't eat that pineapple because it makes the roof of my mouth feel funny. So I stay clear of both of those.
That's probably a good thing. You might be allergic to them.
Yeah.
That and one thing that some people say when I hate it is pineapple does not belong on pizza.
No,
I
pineapple.
am sorry,
doesn't
but
belong.
warm pineapple is just disgusting.
The best way to get a pizza is with the garlic parmesan sauce, extra cheese, extra bacon, and sometimes pepperoni, but mainly bacon.
Sometimes, once in a while, when I order a pizza, I'll have them put mushrooms on it.
Ugh. No fungus among us. No. No. You can have
Nice
all the
cut.
fungus you want.
portobello mushrooms.
Onions, sometimes, Jimmy C. Sometimes it's all right to have onions on there.
I like barbecue chicken pizza, and some of our local pizzerias like Mancino and Fabiano's do a chicken bacon ranch pizza.
Pizza Inn here used to make what's called a pulled pork barbecue pizza. It's basically a barbecue sandwich that's made into a pizza. Oh, it's so good.
I
But they
know.
quit with 'em.
We have our pizza place. The one of my favorite pizza places around here is just it's local to us. Is
Mhm.
I think they're mostly in Michigan too. Is Fabiano's, and they make breakfast pizzas. You can get sausage. You can order like a full breakfast pizza. You can get sausage, eggs, potato, bacon, cheese.
But the one that
Casey makes a pretty good breakfast pizza too.
Yeah, we do. Greg ordered one night. We had breakfast the next morning. It was excellent.
I ordered a large and Kathy ate 3/4 of it.
heck yeah, you might need to order one every day so she'll get some weight.
So she can bulk up.
But the way they did that barbecue pizza, they didn't use tomato sauce on it. They actually used the barbecue sauce for the barbecue and put on there, and they smeared a little bit of the pulled pork with the barbecue sauce on the bottom, cheese, a little bit more barbecue, and then coated the top with a bunch of different kinds of cheeses. Oh, it was so friggin' good.
That would be good. I got a new tool for that, Jim. I got a Ryobi 1/2-inch drive impact. It makes tires really nice. No airline, no cord, no nothing. Just the impact of the battery, and away you go.
D-Walt sent me
So far,
a thing. D-Walt sent me a thing a few days ago, Craig. If I had the extra money, I'd get. It's a new tool package they got. It comes with the 1/4-inch impact, the drill driver, cordlet, the skill saw, the sawzall, 1/2-inch drive impact, flashlight, 2 5-amp-hour batteries, a quick charger, and something else. And I think it was like $399.
I think you can go to Home Depot when they have the power tool spring sale,
Yeah.
and you get just the impact itself for a pretty good bargain. I know that they've got that 20-volt max power line. They're starting to do with the DeWalt stuff what they do with the Ryobi and the Milwaukee. They're having tool sales in the spring at Home Depot.
But it's
Right.
it's that 20-volt Ion Max system for DeWalt. But when I seen that it had the 2 5-amp-hour batteries with it, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I think you can buy a battery combo with the DeWalt and get a tool deal
Yeah.
coming up in the spring from Home Depot in the DeWalt, just like the Milwaukee and the Ryobi.
Yeah.
That's what I would watch because you got the quarter pack, you got the 1/4 inch driver already, and you got the drill already, don't you?
Yeah.
So all you really need is the light and the small accessories. Which, if you buy a bare tool, you can get a lot better price on them than buying them in the big combo kits.
Yeah. But I figured for all that stuff in one kit, $300-something wasn't a bad price.
You can almost strip into a complete Ryobi or Milwaukee kit for that same amount of money
Yeah.
with 3 batteries.
And so far, I've been impressed with my Bauer. I was doing some work on a mower deck the other day. I had to sharpen the blades. I put this on one of the bolts. I was like, "Oh, let's just see how it does." Just zapped it right off. I was like, "Sweet."
The Bauer power tools actually have a pretty high rating, Robert.
Yeah, this
You
is
know,
rated at.
Battery line. You're much better off to stay with it because they've got a lot of new tools for the Bauer stuff.
Yeah, this is rated at, I think it's 450.
Bauer
450
is
breakaway.
actually, I'm trying to remember if I remember right. Bauer is actually made by, it's not Milwaukee, it's was it Makita? No. Might be Makita is the one that makes the Bauer products.
Or
They're
whatever.
like-
Metabo might be making them too. Metabo and Makita are the same now.
Yeah.
Metabo is Metabo bought Makita, but they kept the Makita name because it had better recognition in the United States. If you go anywhere else in the world, it doesn't say Makita anymore. It says Metabo.
Yeah.
Which
I still got-
Matabo's always been a good brand.
Yeah.
Got this little guy right here. Finally got a cordless tire inflator.
Yeah, I've got one just like that in the Ryobi. It's identical other than the battery platform.
Yeah. No,
I
I'll go
heard
grab my
them Ryobi ones actually pump up the tires real fast.
It does okay. The downside to that is you got to hold the trigger. They've got another one that's got the inflator built into it that you can set to a pressure and walk away from it.
what
You know,
sucks is
it'll fill it up, the tire up to the pressure, and then it'll shut off.
my just the other day, the first 1.5 amp hour battery I got, my 2 or 3 year old 1.5 amp hour Bauer battery, finally took a dump on me and won't charge it. It's giving me flash warning for bad battery on the charger. So I was like, crap.
Do you get email notifications from Harbor Freight?
Not really, but I need to start
Sign
doing
up
that.
on the website and send an email to customer service that may warranty that battery out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a couple years old. I don't know if they'll warranty it.
Harbor Freight is really good about staying behind their products, so
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt you to go sign up for their email notifications, and then just
Yeah.
send them a customer service email and tell them you have a battery that's bad. You might be surprised; it may send you one in the mail.
I'm thinking about ordering another new 1.5 amp hour battery. 3 amp hour battery's been holding out really good. Plus, I'm gonna get 3 more 3 amp hour batteries to go with it.
You might take it back into the store, or the manager might warranty it out for you at the store.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab my 1/4 inch impact real quick.
It's one thing about Harbor Freight; they have really good customer service. I bought that new Daytona floor jack, and I got an email from the Harbor Freight president thanking me for my loyalty. I've bought so much stuff in there in the last 10 years. Every time I buy something, they send me an email thanking me for buying more stuff.
Dang.
Yeah, so if you guys aren't signed up, that might be a good idea for.
I bought that
sign up.
Daytona low profile, long reach floor jack. And the thing weighs 110 pounds.
Every month they send you a new flyer. in the
Well,
mail.
every week I get a new
Oh, that's
flyer.
right. Y'all haven't seen my new fan yet, have you?
Ooh.
That are signed up
DeWalt 20-volt max battery, 4 amp hour batteries for $95. That's not a bad price.
You know, like my
No,
Yeah,
beautiful fan.
Oh,
that thing
cool.
ought to work pretty good, Robert.
That's a
Does that have a magnetic mount on it?
no, but it's dual voltage. It's 20 volt or 110 volt.
Yeah.
I might need to get
Okay.
something like that to keep in the boat with me.
Because I tell you, you put that thing on 1, it barely moves any air, but you put it on 2, it's like freaking turbo mode. It just. Oh, I finally got one of these. I finally got a remote start switch, remote start button.
Nice.
I was like,
Oh,
yep,
heck
time to
yeah.
get one.
Yeah, those are ideal for working on old Fords because you can hook them right up to the solenoid.
Yep.
And there's the, if I can get it, there's the baby impact. That's a stubby little
Like I
bit.
said, Bauer makes a lot of decent tools.
What's funny is this is rated at 1,300 inch-pounds, which is 108.3 pound-feet of torque. And my dad has a Bosch 1/2 inch cordless that also has the hex insert in it along with the 1/2 inch drive. And that's rated at like 103 or 106 pound-feet of torque. So this has just a little more torque than that 1/2 inch Bosch.
Yeah, where they try to get you is the speed. They say that the Bosch will run faster than the Bauer, but it really depends on what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
This is this one's rated at 2,900 RPM.
I would trust the batteries on that Bauer before I would trust the batteries on that Bosch.
I know one thing. The DeWalt 1/4 inch impact, you better watch torquing stuff down with it because you'll actually ring bolts off with it.
Yeah.
I know my
Same way with that Ryobi that I've got. not my old one, but my new one. It's got the 3 speeds on it.
Yeah.
You got that on level 3. That thing will break stuff.
No, and then my big impact is rated at 2,000 RPM. And I know they're both this and the quarter inch are rated at 3,300 impacts a minute.
Yeah. Like I said, Bauer makes some pretty good tools.
Yeah, but one thing I do like about this is having the 3 LED lights right up top.
Yep. That's the same with my Ryobi. It makes it handy because you can see what you're doing. Some of the
There's
other
the fault battery. Yep, I have to send the Harbor Freight to
Take
miss.
that back into the store. You might find that the manager will probably warranty that out for you without any hassle at all.
They will.
Yep. So far, I've been liking my radio so far too. My cordless.
I bought that floor jack and they even loaded the dang thing into the trunk of the car for us.
Yeah, I thought it was my toolbox.
Yeah, I like that radio, and so far for being a kind of a cheaper cordless angle grinder, this does a really good job. If you push it too hard, it stalls. But these Bauer discs actually do a really good job.
You put the cutoff hole in those, Robert, you'd be surprised how well that thing will cut metal. And buy those Warrior cutoff blades,
Yeah.
and it should fit right on the over, and those things will cut metal pretty decently.
Yeah.
No, this is I don't know, this one. Yeah, this one's pretty stout. Yeah, you'll twist your wrist. A little bugger does it too. You get enough power behind that. This little guy, I know will still get you good, but before I got one of these, I was watching reviews on it. I was like, okay, let's just look at it a little bit, look at some reviews, see how it is. Not a lot of complaints about them. Now, this one guy, he was just doing a test to see how much you could get out of the 1.5 amp hour battery, and he got I think it was 86 or 88 screws out of the 1.5 amp hour battery.
Yeah, I honestly I don't keep track of it because usually I'm tired before the tool is.
Yeah. But I was like, once I got it, I was like, all right, let's take it out in the garage, just grab a 2x4 and see what it could do. If you have a 2x4 in flat like this, just a small chunk, and you run a quarter-inch lag screw through it, this will split a board. Even with a regular screw, if you're not careful, you can split a 2x4 with this.
Yeah.
I'm impressed for as well as I was like, the next test I did was I just put on some trailer lug nuts, zapped them right off.
When I was working on my boat and all that, I had my DeWalt drill and my impact out there, and I got 3 1.5 amp hour batteries between the 2 of them, and 2 battery chargers, and I kept running out of batteries. I kept having to stop and charge the batteries up because we was using them so daggone much.
I never run out of battery unless I'm using the cordless circular saw. That's about the only tool that I have that will run a battery quick.
No, this.
The circular saw. The others, I mean, I've got a whole handful of 3 amp hour, 4 amp hour batteries, and the tools will run longer than I will. Hey, Terry.
Gary.
But when you're running that drill with a a daggum step bit in it a good bit, and using the impact to run bolts up and stuff like that, and there's 2 people using the tools, they seem to go down quickly.
Well, you're talking about a relatively small amp hour battery too. So I mean, if you were up into one of the bigger batteries, it'd probably run all day.
Yeah, but we was constant on it hardcore nonstop for 5-6 hours every night on it.
Yeah, that's what some of my GM buddies about our Milwaukee 3/8 drive ratchets.
Yeah.
I've actually put them into thermal protection, and you have to let them sit for about 3 hours for them to cool off to the point where they'll come out of that And they'll run for a little bit and then they'll stop. They'll run for a little bit and they'll stop. And I said, what in the world are you doing with them things? And I said, working on slingshots. And I said, well, you take the whole interior out of a slingshot in about 40 minutes. You can run some power through those ratchets and they get warm.
Oh yeah.
There's about 70 bolts in the interior of them things. And, you know, you figure you work on 3 or 4 of those in a day, you'll run out of battery time. And then you build up heat with them.
I'm thinking about ordering them 4 amp hour DeWalt batteries.
That doesn't sound like a bad buy, Jay. 4 of them for $100.
Well, it was $95.99. So yeah, roughly just over $100 after tax and all.
What's true is I was playing with this fan last week. I was like, let's just see what I can do. Usually, if you run a 1.5 amp hour battery in it, it'll go 2, 3, 4 hours on a 1.5 amp hour battery.
Yeah.
But
what I wish I could do what now?
One thing I do like about those, the head does a complete 180 degree rotation.
Yeah. Well, like the Ryobi stuff, the 1 amp or the 1.5 amp hour batteries don't really have enough torque in them or enough power to really fully power the tool.
Yeah.
You take that same tool and you put a 3 amp hour battery in it or a 4 amp hour battery, a night and day different tool.
Yeah. It says,
you jump up to a 4 amp hour battery, Jay, you might see the tools react a whole lot different.
I seen a battery I'd like to get, but the batteries are kind of expensive. It's the DeWalt split power 60 volt, 20 volt, 6 amp hour battery.
One of my buddies that I know, he got a DeWalt cordless salamander propane heater, 60 volt. It's like, oh, that's nice.
Hey, Terry, she stepped away for a minute. She'll be back.
But my plan is I'm going to get my Bauer flashlight is on its way out after being dropped probably over 100 times in the past couple of years. It still works. So what's going on? But I'm probably going to get the flashlight. I may get the circular saw, the jigsaw, and the cordless sawzall. Get stacked up on some more tools. But so far, I'm impressed with the Bauer stuff. They haven't let me down yet. Some people have bought them and they burn the motor out in a day or two. I've had most of my tools for a couple of years now. Never have a problem with any of the motors in them.
Well, you get bad ones in anything you get.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had a buddy of mine the other day bought a brand new DeWalt. 2 days later, it wouldn't work. He had to send it back for warranty and get a new one.
Yeah, Stacy had to warranty out one of his grinders because the switch went out on it. One of his Ryobi grinders. So
you get no matter what it is, every now and then you're gonna get a bad one that gets through quality control by accident or whatever.
Usually it's them tools that are made on Monday and Fridays.
Yeah, when the people are hungover or ready to get out of there.
What's nice too is with the 1/4 inch kit and some of the Bauer kits, like the 1/4 inch impact and the drill. You can get a kit. So with the 1/4 inch Bauer, I got the kit, which got me another battery, charger, and tool bag.
Cool.
Yeah, and the bags are like the Ryobi bags. Those Bauer bags are pretty nice.
Yeah,
you know,
they're pretty durable. I have zero complaints about them, but I do plan on getting a jigsaw, the cordless sawzall, and the circular saw just to get stacked up for the woodworking tools.
Yeah, I don't have a jigsaw, but I have a sawzall, and the cordless circular saw, and the handheld router, and that multi-flex shaft tool. And
yeah,
we've got quite a few tools now. I've got one of those 4 or 5 inch DA sanders too.
I want to get one of them cordless palm sanders like that has the 4-inch dual action head on it.
Yeah, that's what that Ryobi one I've got is. I think it's a 5-inch DA.
I don't need the 5-inch. I just need a 4-inch. I think it's the smallest I've seen for the dual action.
Yeah, but I'd like to get a cordless random orbit sander too from Bauer and have a cordless random orbit sander.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I just need one that I can, work on different stuff with without having to try to drag a cord everywhere to do the damn sanding.
I like being cordless. I'm gonna lie.
You ain't the only one.
That 3/8 ratchet that I have, that Ingersoll Rand ratchet, I can't even hardly use that thing inside the barn because that thing's so loud it'll make your ears ring.
Yeah.
And now I was
It's got
looking
plenty of
at
power, but it's loud.
I was looking at getting a hammer drill, but I'm like, I just don't know if I can justify getting myself a hammer drill because I don't really use one enough to need one.
Hammer drills are mainly just for drilling in concrete.
Yeah.
I was looking at it, but I was like, for what I'm doing, I don't need a hammer drill.
Hammer drills ain't no good for nothing but going through concrete.
Yep.
You try to use it on anything else, you're gonna tear up
But
stuff before you actually get what you need done. Yeah.
But I do plan on getting another flashlight, so
I like using the 1/4-inch drive drill bits in the impact driver.
Oh,
yeah. Like the 1-inch, I've got a 1-inch paddle bit.
Yeah.
And if I run that in my 1/4-inch impact driver, it tends to be a little bit smoother sometimes in the drill.
I know one thing you got to watch out with: them titanium coated step bits. It's got the end so you can put them in the 1/4-inch impact.
Yeah.
You got to watch what stuff you try to drill with them things with that impact, because you'll actually burn the tip up on them things.
Yeah, I do all the time. I just replace them.
Oh.
I buy new ones.
I burnt the tip up on that titanium bit. That $26 bit I burnt the tip up on.
Ooh.
I buy the Warrior brand step bits because to me they're the best value. You can buy 3 of them for $10, and they work better than even the Lennox ones that I've got.
Well, I kind of was in a bind and needed one real bad and couldn't get to a Harbor Freight. Ended up paying $26 for one at Tractor Supply, a DeWalt brand step bit, because I needed a certain size. Yeah, and I kind of burnt the tip up on it.
Yeah, I prefer the Warrior brand step bits over all of them.
Yeah, but one thing I would like to
got a bunch of Lennox. I've got what's that other woodworking tool brand?
Let's see. There's Delta, Lennox.
No.
Dadgummit. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't spit it out.
Then there's Jet.
Take care, High Rod.
Have a good one,
Rod.
With an R or something. Maybe I'm wrong.
I know Bauer. I was looking at their cordless string trimmer too. They make a cordless string trimmer, but I was like, don't need one of those. But they do make a work light that is also dual voltage, so you can have it cordless or plug it in on 110.
What's that company, Robert, that makes those tools that Wrangler Star likes to use?
Oh, it's Rigid?
No, not Rigid. They make a lot of the drill bits and cutting blades and clamps and stuff.
You talking about Rockler?
No, not Rockler. It's
You talking about Craig Jigs or Craig?
No.
No.
It's more of just a general purpose, kind of like Stanley tool.
Oh shit.
They make vice grips and all that kind of stuff too.
I think I know who you're talking about. It's Stanley's compare. What's the name of it? It's oh, come on! Why can't I not remember this?
Not Crescent.
No, it's like Crescent though.
Not Porter Cable.
It's not Porter Cable. It's there's Hart. Here it is. Is it Hyper Tough?
No, it's actually like you find those tools in like Ace Hardware or just about anywhere. I can't remember what the hell the name of them are.
What's the name start with, or do you remember right off the top of your head?
Let me look.
I don't know, but I may look at that work light too. That dual voltage work light. Oh man, it's almost freaking
It's 2 a.m. here.
2 a.m. almost for me too. So I think I'm gonna head off of here and
One here.
try and sleep until 9:30. All right. I'm gonna head out because it's almost 2 in the morning. So I'll see y'all later today.
All right, Robert, be careful.
All right, horse.
Yeah,
Have
well.
a good one.
I still can't remember what the name of that tool brand is.
Thanks for coming in.
Driving me crazy now. I have a step bit by them too, and none of them seem to last or cut as well as the Warrior ones do. I wish I could remember what the name of that tool is. They make chisels and all that stuff too. Hey, low lid. I know all the DIY tool places carry them.
Let's see. There's Drill Master. There's Warrior. There's Jegs.
I run.
Direct Step. Let's see. There's Grand Rapids. Titan's a big brand.
I run.
Let's see. That's High Tech. Steel Core is the one that Home Depot carries.
I don't know who's all that tractor for either.
Gardner and Bender. No, those are the expensive ones.
It's another brand just like Stanley.
Ideal.
No, not High Bill.
Ideal.
No, not Ideal either.
I know it ain't Klein because
No.
not Gardner and Bender. Grand Rapids.
No. Damn it, if I wouldn't try to remember what it was, I'd tell you.
It's not Irwin.
Yeah, Irwin.
Irwin?
Yeah. I've got some Irwin step bits too.
But Irwin, they don't really call them step bits. They call them uni bits.
Yeah. Irwin's a tool. You know, and they're as popular as anybody else and make some good tools, but
I know one thing, those Warrior high carbon rotary steel rotary rasps that Harbor Freight sells
yeah.
for carving and shaping and stuff, those things work real good. I was totally impressed. I bought a set of them just when I was working on that one of them gun stocks just to try it. I was thoroughly impressed with them.
Yeah, I like the Warrior brand stuff. I haven't had any complaints about it at all, you know, and for the price point, if I ruin a bit, I'll buy a new one. You know, and they claim that they'll warranty them out, and I just don't even mess with even trying to warranty them because I know that when I'm done with them, they're done, and I've gotten my money's worth out of them.
Oh heck yeah.
And I put those step bits through wood, metal, and sometimes a little bit of concrete, and not had any problems with them. You know, working on gas stations and hanging cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
You get into some of them soffits, you never know what you'll run into.
Oh, tell me about it.
Put them on a bit extender or run them straight through. I think I've got up to about 2 foot of X dry bit extenders.
They
You know,
make
just
bit
out through
extenders
the side
in
of the
different
building.
lengths.
Huh?
You can buy them bit extenders in different lengths, so you ain't got to put multiple ones together.
Yeah, I've got the 18-inch one, 12-inch one, and a 16-inch one.
I've seen them
Well,
all the
they
way
can
up to 4 foot long, 5 foot
Yeah.
long. I think is the biggest I've seen. But I'm sitting there looking. Why would you need one that daggum big? But they could, actually, I didn't realize it, but a lot of the daggum people building, working on them duplexes and quadplex housing things when they're building them, they'll take them long bits like that, and they'll drill all the way through a wall, through the 2x4s, the studs in the walls, and all for running wires.
Yep.
And
That's
just
what I was
straight
going
up
to say.
one time and then pull it all the way back out, and then go to the other side and drill through.
I've got some wire pulling drill bits that have holes drilled right in the tip.
Yeah.
You can drill through a piece of wood, and you can run a strand of wire through the tip of the drill bit, and you can pull the wire back through with the drill bit.
Huh. That's crazy.
You know, and some places where you have to run some of the telephone wire and stuff in, they'll have blocking in the wall.
Yeah.
So you have to drill down through the wall in through that blocking to get a wire down so you can get it, you know, at standard outlet height. And we've done a lot of that. You just use the old fashioned bit extender, and I've got like some 2 foot long drill bits, and drill down through the blocking, and you reach up in there and hook a piece of wire onto that drill bit and just pull it all the way back up through the wall.
Yeah.
I've also got one of those 3/4 inch. It's one of those wood twist bits. It's like an auger bit that's 4 foot long, and it's high tension spring steel, and it comes with a handle where you can bend that bit at 90 degrees and still drill with it. But I wouldn't dare run that in a battery drill. And I use that in a 1/2 inch drive corded drill.
Yeah.
But if you don't get that thing planted in the center of the board, it'll come out through the side of the wall. That's one bit I don't like to use unless I absolutely have to.
Have a good one there, low lid.
Take care, Pat.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be much longer. I think I'm fixing to get off here and get ready for bed. It's 10 after 2. Oh, it's been a long day.
I imagine.
Yeah, it's been an interesting day today. First thing I had to do this morning is call DirecTV and raise mortal heck with them. They shot our bill up. That's usually been like $65 to $69 a month. The bill this month all of a sudden jumped up to $156 and something, and they said next month's going to go up another $50 on top of that. I said, not for me, it ain't.
Disconnected.
Disconnected all that. I said, I'm tired of calling y'all fussing and all about y'all keep increasing my bill for something that ain't been changed. They tried to tell me I've got late charges, missed monthly payments, and all this stuff. I said, do you want me to pull up my bank statements and show you where it's been paid every month and the exact day it was paid on? I said, I've never missed a payment, never been late with a payment, because I said, I'll pay y'all as soon as I get my disability check. I said, y'all.
Well, not only that, but once it leaves your bank account, it's paid. I got into that argument with Sprint a long time ago.
They were trying to charge me late charges and everything else for a payment that I was never late on.
Sprint tried to do that to Kathy. They said, well, we took the payment out of your bank account, but the payment actually didn't arrive in California until such and such. And I said, no, the minute the money comes out of the bank account, you're paid. And I said,
Exactly.
I'll take that to court. And I said, I'll drag you into court in front of a judge. The minute the money leaves my hands, you're paid. I don't care where it's got to go after that. That's not my problem. That's
Exactly.
your problem.
Well, see, I was paying mine at the kiosk at an AT&T store, which is AT&T and DirecTV is owned by the same people.
Yep.
The bill is issued on the 21st. Issued.
Yep.
So you know it takes a day or two for it to get to you after they issue it, for it to come in the mail. I usually have my check like the 28th or 29th of the month, direct deposit into my account. Soon as it direct deposit at midnight the next morning, I go to the AT&T store, pay the bill with my debit card straight into the kiosk and all, and it's paid for. I paid the amount that showed on that thing that they mailed every month until I started paying it online here at the house, so I didn't have to go to town no more. And they still trying to say I had late charges and all. I'm like, how can I have late charges when as soon as I got the bill and got my check, it was paid? I was never beyond, it never went past the 10-day grace period from when the bill was due. I said most time within 5 days after it was due, it was paid. They couldn't give me an answer, and I just got tired of it, and I told them to cut it all off. I said, I ain't paying it.
Well, you got internet from somebody else anyway, don't you?
Yeah, internet's through Comcast. So I cut off DirecTV. I got Netflix and all. So
Yeah, and if you got Amazon Prime, you got Prime as well. So
no, I don't have Prime, but I got Netflix, Hulu, or no, I don't have Hulu because that was just a trial thing. Netflix, Roku, and then I got Motor Trend TV, which is $50 a year.
yeah, well, like Kathy and I, we switched to T-Mobile, and Netflix is included in our T-Mobile plan, so we even stopped paying for Netflix.
Yeah.
Straight Talk forced us to buy new phones, and they couldn't give me a product that was comparable to what we had, so we just went to T-Mobile and I eliminated Grandma's Uverse account at her house because we weren't using it.
Yeah.
And with that, we've saved almost $200 a month.
Oh, heck yeah.
We still have the same services that we had before. I can take our mobile hotspot over to Grandma's if I want to use the internet over there.
Yeah.
And we save $14 a month on Netflix because it's included in our phone bundle.
Yeah. Well, I pay for the $16 a month one so I can stream on 4 different devices at the same time. So I can watch it in my bedroom on the TV. I can watch it on the computer, on my cell phone, or on the TV in the living room or wherever I'm at.
Yeah.
So
we only use the Roku, so
yeah. Well,
and that works good for us because we don't watch a whole lot of TV anyway. So and it's even better, now we're not paying for the Netflix. It's already bundled in with our cell phone plan. So
yeah.
I just won't pay DirecTV or the cable company for TV that we never watch.
Yeah.
It's too damned expensive.
I just got tired of all the BS, and then they tell me one price is what I'll be paying a month, and say it's set. That'll be the exact amount every month for however long. And then as soon as you make the first payment the next month, when it comes along, it's $1.50, $2 more than what you paid the month before. And it's like every month it keeps increasing. And I'm like, why does it keep increasing? And they cannot give me an answer.
Progressive did that crap to me for a long time too. I put up with it for a year and a half, and I finally left them. And then they said, "Hey, we want you to come back. We'll give you this discount." And I said, "Why wouldn't you give me that discount when I was with you?" And I said, now you want me to come back where you can put me back into that same program where you just steadily increase my insurance rates? No, thank you.
Exactly.
First time, the shame on you. Second time, the shame on me. It ain't gonna be no second time.
Uh-huh. I look at it like this. If they quote you a price that you have to pay, it should stay that exact amount every month. And not keep going every month. It goes up so much every month. Comcast is starting to try to do that, go up at least 15, 20 cent, 50 cent a month. I have to call them every now and then and say, hey, y'all need to watch this stuff. Y'all need to quit this increasing and all. I said, y'all set me at a set rate. Don't start this increasing. I said, I will go to somebody else.
Yeah. Well, you guys probably have that. What the hell is the name of that other broadband service that they've got down in the south?
Let's see. There's Comcast is cable. Then they got Mainstream.
No, there's another one besides Mainstream. Trying to think of who it is.
I can't think. Have a good one, everybody.
All right, take care, everybody. Thanks for dropping in and hanging out with us. Take care, Jay. We'll see you later, brother.
Yep.
Greg, show me how to shut this off, but leave us up here.